Well, hey friends and neighbors, this is Chuck out at Sheraton Park Farms. Welcome back to the farm. The thing that's consuming a lot of discussion right now is eggs and chickens. Whoever thought chickens would reach the popularity that they have? But anyway, we've got chickens here on this farm, as y'all know. We got meat chickens and we've got egg chickens. With spring on the way, we're ramping up both of those different types of birds. Hang out with us for a little bit. We're going to show you what's going on with our meat chickens. We got some brand new baby chicks. Everybody loves baby chicks. And also what's happening with our egg chickens that have been in that racking barn for a couple of months now. So hang out with us for a little bit. Let's look at some chickens, talk about how we're raising them, feeding them, all that kind of stuff. It's chicken day on the farm. Hello, Diddles. My goodness. Oh, I have grit in the car too. All right. Need to get the grit out. Put grit on them. So we got a couple chicks that are getting a little bit of pasty butt. Let me see if I can zoom in here and find one. Right there's one. Getting a little bit of pasty butt. So what happens is they get poo kind of caked around their vent, and right there it is. They get poo caked around their vent, and that can stop them up and it can actually kill them. So what JW's doing is we're just pulling a little grass up, putting it over in there, giving it a little green material. We'll see if that clears it up. If it don't, we'll just catch the chicks and clear it off. So this is kind of the unofficial, official start of spring for us. So we got the meat chickens in. We got 300 Freedom Ranger. We ordered 300 Freedom Ranger color yields, and they ended up sending us 310. We lost one yesterday, so we're down to 309. No loss this morning. I didn't film putting these in the brooder because the day that they came, I actually had to be gone off farm for my regular job. But if you'll notice, we've got another brooder. Over winter, JW built us another brooder. Go out here. Each one of these will hold about 250 chicks, 250, 300, depending on how long you're going to keep them. We got 300 came in, and we split those between the two. So we got about 150 in each one. The reason that we've done that here in Western North Carolina, we're starting these chicks middle to end of February. They're going to have to stay in here a little longer than they would if it were, say, May or June. So we've split them out a little lower stocking density so that they can stay a little bit longer. Let's go in and take a look. I want to show you what we're doing. We're trying something different with the bedding this year, something JW came up with. We're going to try this and see if this works and solves one of our poop problems in the brooder. So one big problem we were having last year is we would put shavings in, and we weren't putting them very deep, but we would put shavings in, and the chickens would poop on them, and we would get this crusty layer of poop on top of the shavings that we could take this little device right here, this little garden hoe, and dig them around and fluff them up a little bit. Then we would add shavings, and then we just got right back to the same situation. And what was happening was we were using these, and this is kind of the flake style shaving that you get from Tractor Supply. So what we've done, we're doing a little deeper bedding kind of method. And we went in and put in a couple of bricks of those shavings, and then I found some of this, which is a little finer shaving from a local sawmill. And we buy these. I actually bought a pallet load of these. I think there were 25 bricks of these to the pallet. So I bought a pallet of those. But what we've done is this digs down. What is this? About 18 inches, give or take? Yeah, that's probably at least a good 12 inches of shavings there. That so it's much deeper, and we think what this is going to do, the lighter stuff, the smaller stuff that's on top, the chicks as they get older, they can fluff and scratch that stuff around, and we're expecting like bugs and stuff to start growing in this as it gets kind of deeper, and then that will encourage the chicks to scratch down, dig down, and eat those, and keep everything fluffed up and keep our manure load down. Something else we're doing, so we can zoom out here. We are making sure that we're putting grit. It's hard to see, kind of the purple stuff. That's hard to see there. We're making sure we're putting grit on top of their feed, just top dressing their feed with a little bit of grit. That helps to get their gut going, give something in their crop to start grinding that feed with. Otherwise, they're not going to metabolize and digest that feed as well. So, and also on the chicks, we got a couple of drinkers in here. Over there in the corners, there's a drinker. So we got a couple of drinkers in here. We need to get those elevated. They're scratching them sort of full of shavings, but we'll do that in the next day or two. It's not a huge deal right now. So, meat chickens, off to a good start. So something else we're doing this year, let me bring you in here. Something else we're doing this year is we've started actually hatching some of our eggs, because we've had an overabundance of eggs. And what that's given us is we're getting some baby chicks that we've started selling to folks in the community. And we've had a huge number of folks buying chicks. So we've got that GQF incubator that will hold, it's got 3 racks, it'll hold 96 chicks on each rack. We're hatching 96 per week, and we're selling out. This is just a couple that we got left from the last hatch that we done. But folks are just buying these because we're hearing that this year, like at the big box stores, Tractor Supply, Rural King, and some of the feed and seed stores, that chicks are going to be, $4.99, $5.99 a piece. We're selling them $3 a piece, and I may go up on the price. $3 a piece, or if you buy 20 or more, $2.50. And we're having folks that are coming buying 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 chicks at a time. So we're really selling through these. What we're doing is we're just hatching them in the house, and then we're bringing them out here and putting them in this brooder. This is our old brooder. This is the one we started. Actually, this is the one we started with. And then the other one over here, I built it based on this. Reuben, my goodness. I built the other one based on this. These will hold about 75 or 100 chicks for a couple weeks, and they work out really good. I've got plans for these. I'll put a link in the description down below for the plans on this brooder if you're interested. We've sold a bunch of those. Good starter brooder. It's on wheels. Materials are easily, you can get the materials real easy, like at Lowe's or Home Depot or your local hardware store. But man, these things work out great. And like I say, they'll hold a bunch of chicks, get you started. All right, so this is the raking barn, and there are no chickens in it. We still have rabbits. I'll show you something on the rabbits in a second. We're in the process of cleaning this out. Our egg chickens have gone back out into the egg mobile. We're gonna go look at them here in a second. We need to move that egg mobile. I'll tell you why when we get out there. But we have got the chickens out of the racking barn, and we should have filmed this yesterday. I got busy with a couple different things, but we've been bringing the coyote in. Did you use the coyote or the New Holland on this? Because it's smaller, ain't it? Yeah. It fits in the door. Brought the coyote in. Have been scraping the poo out, and I've got this little manure spreader. It works great. The problem is the volume. It just doesn't hold a whole lot of poo. But JW's been taking this out and spreading this on some of the fields. Fertilizer. We're making our own fertilizer here. We're not spending money going out and buying big bags of NPK. We're building our own fertilization around here, and that's what we're trying to do. Got a few wayward chickens back here that we didn't catch. Y'all should have seen me and Sandra up here the other night in the dark. It's kind of like that old Nitty Gritty Dirt song, you and me catching chickens in the dark, something like that. But we still got a few strays. We'll get them and get them tossed in. But this side over here, we can't get the coyote over here because it's very low slung. So we're gonna have to kind of do a little bit of handwork on this and get all this scooped out. But this is nice. This is good stuff. This is real good stuff. So in the interim, we've had our rabbits to kindle, have their babies. And so we've got some baby bunnies. Mama, you're in the light. Don't you want pictures made of your babies? So yeah, we got baby bunnies. We're going to have to go to another rabbit. She's just not wanting to cooperate. Wants to get in front of the camera. Here we go. Here's a box full of bunnies. So we're getting baby bunnies. And we started our rabbit enterprise last year. And let's focus here. We started our rabbit enterprise last year. And our rabbits actually came from Polyface. We bought 2 bucks. Romeo and Casanova over here. We bought 2 bucks and 4 does from Joel, and starting our breeding herd. We're selling quite a few live rabbits, folks that are wanting to kind of get their own or have got rabbits. So we're selling a few lives, and then for some of our customers that are interested, we're taking deposits on live animals that can be processed for consumption later on. And we're really enjoying the rabbits. We still got a couple more hairpins to build to get these guys out into the pasture, but we're really enjoying the rabbits. And this worked out great. This worked out really good to have the chickens in here. We needed more bedding, but we'll figure that out. Do a little better job on that next year. Yeah. So JW just pointed this out, and he's absolutely right. When the chickens were in here, you saw none of this. There was no coarse rabbit poo on the ground. The chickens kept all that scratched up, and so now we're starting to get a lot of rabbit poo in here. We're thinking we may, after we get this cleaned out, come back, put us another good layer of shavings in here, and then this would be a good place for transitional chickens, juvenile birds that we're raising in the brooder, egg birds of course, that we're raising in the brooder that they're too big for the brooder, but they're not big enough to go in with the rest of the laying flock. They can come in here and stay with the rabbits for a while. So we may end up doing some of that. Look at that guy. Oh, mama. Oh, did you see? He went running back. He went running back in the nest. He knew to get away. Stranger danger. There you go.
There is a field chalk on your side.
Going. I'm a little late on opening roost boxes this morning, or nesting boxes this morning. They don't care. They're in there anyway. Get you girls. Everybody off to work this morning. The way we like it. the reason we put these bars up at night, I think we've talked about this in the past, we don't want the chickens sleeping in there. Chickens poop where they sleep, and if they're pooping in their nest boxes, you're going to get dirty eggs. And so I was looking for an egg that I didn't disturb a hen with. So these eggs here, they're pristinely clean. They don't have any chicken poo on them that I can see. Super clean eggs. So if you're not letting your birds sleep in the nest boxes, you'll have cleaner eggs. So the reason we moved the Eggmobile forward like we did, this is where, I don't know how well it's going to show up on camera. This is where the Eggmobile was at yesterday. So it's been here for 24 hours. And we're getting a little bit of poo buildup, and that's fine, but this time of year we want to be real careful about that. Spring is coming. We're last week in February. We don't want to be putting down a whole lot of high nitrogen fertilizer in one spot and stunt the growth of the pasture. So we're going to try to spread that out, and the way we do that is by moving the birds. So we've just pulled the Eggmobile forward a little bit farther than the length of the overall structure. We're in a big section. JW and Newman set us up a big section. I don't know how many pieces of netting they've got out here. They got 4 or 5 pieces of netting out here. So these birds have got a whole lot of green material, a whole lot of area to roam and work, and we're just going to kind of gradually work that Eggmobile forward over time. I'm watching that. JW's in there putting feed, and it was rolling a little bit. So this gives them plenty of area. We are noticing they're wanting to dust bathe pretty bad right now. So they were up here last night and early this morning digging them some little hen holes, and they were working over this kind of raw piece pretty hard. So, but that's okay. They're doing what chickens do, what we expect them to do. But yeah, the Eggmobile, and those chickens have got a terrible location to work in, don't they? Beautiful out here this morning. All right, a lot going on with birds around here this time of year. Spring's coming. We got the meat birds started. I think that second big brooder is going to be really beneficial to us as we try to ramp up our our meat chicken production. The egg birds, they're doing good. We got them out of the racking barn. They're continuing to ramp their production up as we're getting more daylight, as the days are getting longer. We got some young chicks in there that are just now kind of getting started. So we're glad to get them on board and get them working. Like I said earlier, big discussion around eggs and chickens and all that kind of thing right now, and I think a lot of that's being driven by egg prices. And I'm hearing tales that, you know, the egg situation is going to get better. I'm also hearing folks say, no, the egg situation is going to get worse because of avian flu, and it's going to be even worse in the spring and summer than it was in the fall, which has kind of led to some of this mess. And I believe what that's doing, that's driving a lot of people to being a little more interested in knowing where their food comes from, being able to produce their own food, and getting chickens. Chickens are they're a great animal to have around. The thing I want folks to make sure that they understand is this is a commitment. These chickens, you can't just buy them and put them out and everything's going to be okay. You got to think about feed and water and predators and that kind of thing. And if you buy a baby chick today, you're going to be 3 or 4 months at least before that thing starts giving you any eggs. So you're going to have some time and financial commitment in that animal before you ever start seeing kind of the fruits of your labor, so to speak. But anyway, and we encourage folks to get chickens. We think they're great animals to have. We've actually done a video telling you how to raise chickens, kind of an egg chicken 101 thing. I want to post a link to that video right here, so go over there and check that out. Like we always say, please keep us in your prayers. May God bless you and your families. Crazy chickens. And we'll see you on the next video. Thanks.